How did the filibuster impact the 1960 for Civil Rights Act? Have you ever wondered how a single tactic could change the course of history? The filibuster played a key role in the journey of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This legislation aimed to end racial discrimination and segregation in various aspects of American life. However, it faced fierce opposition, particularly from Southern senators who were determined to block it. The filibuster began in late March 1964, led by notable figures like Richard Russell, Strom Thurmond, and Robert Byrd. These senators were staunch defenders of the racial segregation that was deeply rooted in the South. They used the filibuster to extend debate and delay a vote for over 2 months. This tactic allowed them to occupy the Senate floor for 60 working days, which included several Saturdays. During this time, supporters of the Civil Rights Act were not idle. They understood that to overcome this obstruction, they needed to build a strong coalition. Democratic Senator Hubert Humphrey and Republican Minority Leader Everett Dirksen worked together to modify the bill's language. Their goal was to attract broader support, especially from moderate Republicans who could help tip the balance. After much negotiation and effort, the Senate finally voted to end the filibuster on June 10, 1964. This vote marked a historic moment, as it was the first time cloture was successfully invoked to end debate on a civil rights bill. The final tally was 71 votes in favor and 29 against. Once the filibuster was overcome, the Civil Rights Act was passed shortly after and signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson on July 2, 1964. This moment was significant not just for the legislation itself, but also for the civil rights movement as a whole. It demonstrated the power of organized activism and political alliances in the fight for racial justice. The filibuster highlighted the challenges faced by those advocating for civil rights. It was a barrier that defenders of segregation tried to maintain. However, the successful passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1960 marked a monumental achievement in the long struggle for equality for Black Americans. It dismantled legal segregation and protected voting rights and equal employment opportunities. In practical terms, the filibuster showed how legislative tools can be used to delay progress. Yet, it also illustrated the importance of persistent advocacy and coalition building. The passage of the Civil Rights Act set a precedent for future civil rights legislation and underscored the need for political will and compromise in advancing racial justice in the United States.